This place is a madhouse.
Give me strength.
It was Simon had been asked for years and years to do a full Monty TV, to come up with something else, but he was never that keen, neither was I. But he got in touch with me maybe 2 years ago now, and he said, how do you fancy doing an 8-part TV thing, looking at these characters now 25 years later? I thought, well, that was it. There was nothing else I had to say. I thought, absolutely,
And it's amazing they got everyone back together, you, Mark and Steve.
I think that shows how much love that we all had for the project and how much love we had for each other. It was an absolute pleasure to work with those guys first time round, and it was exactly the same second.
Yeah, I've seen interviews with you over the years where you've said that you were astonished that it was the hit it was at the time. Wow. I mean, looking back, have you watched it again recently? What do you think?
I watched it just before I did the show because I thought, well, I better have a look at this because it's been 20 years or so, So I looked at it again, and I genuinely thought I'll watch maybe 15, 20 minutes of this because I'm not really keen watching myself, especially years ago. But I watched the whole thing, sat all the way through, and it was fantastic because it gave me a different kind of perspective on the thing. I looked at it through entirely different eyes, and I was able to see this little film's got a heart, this film's got legs, and I can understand why people love it so much and have done for 25 years.
Very excited because Simon Beaufoy, who wrote the film, has written the series as well. He's co-written it with Alice Nutter, and knowing that he has had these characters, he's lived with these characters for 25 years. I knew that he would have stories to tell about them that would be interesting, and that the characters would be in safe hands. And when he said Leslie, Bobby, the boys are all on board, no brainer.
I know you lot from somewhere. Strippers! Are you still doing it?
What do you think?
Yeah, just to be back with all the bunch again is just so much fun, and I'm excited for everyone to see this.
Was it a lot of fun filming the film?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, and actually it's surprising. I remember a lot from it. I was like 11 years old at the time, but everyone was just incredibly warm. I was 11 years old at the time, as I say, and they just took me under their wing and made sure I was all right, and started this crazy journey that is my career right now. So yeah, I'm incredibly grateful to everybody involved, to be fair.
And what did you think when you got the call about the Disney Plus TV version?
I thought it was a joke. Just bonkers. I never thought it was going to happen. I know that Simon was approached many years ago about doing a sequel and stuff, but Simon just writes gold, and he would only write something if he felt that there was an audience for it and there was a story to tell, and we definitely have that with this series.
Yeah, I felt incredibly fortunate to be asked to work with Simon Beaufoy again and that amazing team of actors. So it's kind of quite rare that you do a job that you really care about and that's it, that's the end. It's quite rare that it gets picked up again, so yeah, it's fantastic. I was really pleased.
Were you surprised everyone else back in the day? How big a hit?
Yes, I think, because the role of, Gene was sort of like very much a satellite figure for the men, so, I came in and I did my few scenes with Mark. But yeah, I don't think anybody was quite expecting it to take off in the way that it did. So yeah, amazing.
What did you think when you got the call about this one?
I was slightly staggered, to be honest. In fact, even my agent was slightly surprised. I just sort of couldn't wait. It seemed extraordinary, really. I got a call on a Tuesday, and then Friday I was having a costume fitting, and it was all happening very quickly suddenly. So it's completely surreal, really. Even when the casting director was explaining to me that this was happening at all, and that the thing I was auditioning for was even happening, I'm sort of slightly surprised by it.
What about you? What are you proud of in your life?
He ain't got 2 pennies to rub together, has he?
Very excited about tonight, the fact that we're all here 25 years later. You've got the original cast, you've got some newer members like us, but the story it's still the same, very much, it's heartfelt, it's about community, lots of jokes, lots of laughs, and
good as you can imagine.
I think people will be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I've got
What about the 97 film? Do you remember that?
Of course I do. I couldn't believe it. No one expected it to be what it was, and it was more than just a comedy. It had a message, and it was incredibly entertaining.
Do you remember where you watched it?
I'd already moved out to the States by then. I was studying, so I remember, and and the Americans loved it.
Yeah.
They thought. I think initially they thought it was some, Chippendales film or whatever, but I think the word of mouth proved strong.
I mean, you say the film's got heart. It's also got some quite kind of hard political messages in with it. Do they survive the transfer to Disney Plus?
Absolutely. I think it's in that respect, it's exactly the same. And congratulations to Disney for going along with that, because you cannot separate the politics for the film Monty. It's impossible. These men, 25 years on, have lived through what everybody in this country has lived through. 25 years, near enough of austerity. Their whole being has been chipped away. The whole infrastructure of the country has been chipped away, and that's there for sure.
So, has it got some? It doesn't shy away from some of the issues that are going on in Britain at the moment.
No, not at all. To be honest with you, I don't think myself or any of the boys would have done it if it had, and certainly Simon Beaufoy wouldn't have even attempted to write it. It's just that there's no way that he could do that.
The first episode is called Levelling Up. The second episode is called Supply Chain Economics. It's political. It's completely political, as was the full Monty. The series explores all kind of facets of society: the care system, the NHS, food banks in 2023. So it's it's like we've come full circle and we're back to square one. What are people going to do to get through this? Hopefully, we can maybe give them a little bit of hope and a few laughs on the way, but there are tears as well.
Go big or go home.
This is going to be the greatest comeback.
Game on!